now.
Biz Nasty says the Leafs will win the Cup.
How about that?
Can I just say that he's a Leaf fan? He came on the show and admitted he's a closet Leaf fan. So I think when you are making projections for the team that you are a fan of, you're a little clouded.
Just because the lack of recent playoff success, everybody's kind of nervous to make a prediction and put that weight behind the Leafs.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh boy, is it ever. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to your favorite. Where's my bell?
Where is your bell?
Your favorite daytime sports talk show and Canada's only daytime sports talk show. We had a few bumps. The boys, something was going on with the Millennium Falcon back here, right? Had a few hiccups.
Yeah, but we got off the ground in time.
Oh, I know they're the best pit crew in the business, but I'm just delayed tweeting here, and away we go. I was settling in mentally into what I was going to say, and now I forgot. But I think we'll manage. We'll get through. It's going to be a great day. It's episode number 492 of Canada's daytime sports talk show, coming to you from the bunker out here in Western Canada. I'm wearing new gear today, as you can see, from the Spruce Grove Saints, a golf shirt that they sent me, one of the ones that they sent me yesterday. As I said, if you want to know the weight of my heart, it's not through my stomach. It's hockey teams send me golf shirts, and I'll wear them.
Yep.
And I'm all over it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Actually, I know what I was going to say.
Okay.
So these two guests that we got on the program today, God willing, because the boys said there's a bit of an audio issue back there, but they'll get it figured out. Where do I start? Theo Fleury is going to be with us in hour 2. He won't mind me saying he was in the Recovery Coach Academy with me last week. So we were texting back and forth through the whole thing, and we were talking about, and I want to bring it up today. Theo said, the world is so screwed up, it's never coming back. Weren't you and I talking about this? Yeah, we were, over coffee afterwards. I said, no, Theo, you can't think that way. Yeah, it's screwed up, but the pendulum swung just so far, and it's going to start coming back. He's like, nope, it's done. It's gone. And he goes, and you can't say anything anymore, or you get canceled. And for instance, the last time I was on your show, I ripped Trudeau, and you've never asked me to come back. I said, no. We'll get Clark on that. And then here he is today. I mean, we weren't canceling Theron Fleury because he hates Justin Trudeau, but that's what he thought. So we got to get Theo on today to talk a little Stanley Cup playoffs, talk whatever the heck comes up with Theo. Should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And then a great story is JT O'Sullivan, and he's coming up in a few moments' time. He's played for, I got to look it up here. Like I said, I'm a little behind. I think it was 11 NFL teams JT O'Sullivan was a quarterback for, and then he came to the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and I told in 2012, and I told you fellas this story last week, that after the 2012 West semifinal, which the Saskatchewan Roughriders lost in Calgary, you all remember the Drew Tate to Robbie Bryant bomb to win the game. I remember sitting on the bus after the game, and you've been in those scenarios. Like you're just sitting on the bus. You're waiting to leave to go to the airport. And JT looked, and he put his face in between the seats on the bus. He was sitting right in front of me. And he goes, Rod, I don't know if I'm ever going to see you again. And he'd already played for those 11 NFL teams. He was winding down his career. And he goes, I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate how much you grind. People don't see it, but I see it. You're a grinder. He goes, that impresses me. That was JT O'Sullivan.
That's cool.
And then he called it. I never saw him again. And that was almost 10 years ago. Yeah. But we've kind of linked up a little bit here since, and now he's running a quarterback school, and he does YouTube videos. He's got like 500,000 followers, YouTube subscribers.
Wow.
So I just said to Clark, let's bring JT on and talk a little ball and his time in the CFL and whatever. So that's going to be great.
That's going to be really cool.
That's coming up in hour 1. So we will give the shout-outs to people as we roll here. Don McNeil, I think you need to turn your TV off or shut your damn mouth. You seem to have a problem with Theron Fleury, and I'm not going to... He just said the only person keeping Fleury out of the Hall of Fame is Fleury. Oh, because of what he says about Trudeau? I don't know. I don't want to start a holy war. He's got a Hall of Fame career. Are we going to go down the John Chick road? Are we going to go down the who's the bloody sock? Kurt Schilling road? Is that what we're not going down that road? He had a Hall of Fame career. End of story. Let's go to the quick 6 show topics, please, before I get... I started in a good mood. Don't come at my friends.
I was going to say, when you're walking up the stairs and doing the Insta story, it was just like, how did we get here?
Don't come at my friends. That's all I'll say. Unless you're friends with just... Never mind. Lots of positivity in Edmonton. You saw that they met with the media yesterday, and I was encouraged with what was coming out of Connor McDavid's mouth and Neon Leon's mouth. Basically, that Rome wasn't built in a day. They're going the right direction. They believe in Dave Tippett and Ken Holland, and I liked what I was hearing out of Edmonton yesterday. And the fans are going nuts. And I know we shouldn't have even talked about the Oilers on the show yesterday, Darren, because it was still too raw. Right?
No, it really was. I mean, it was so fresh.
Should have just left it for a couple of days.
Maybe. Yeah.
Would be nice for Jumbo Joe to win a Stanley Cup. Clearly, you believe that.
I've been a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Toronto.
Oldest Leaf to score a point in the Stanley Cup playoffs came last night in their win over Montreal. Mark Mathot is correct. The former Senators defenseman who said last night that the Toronto-Montreal series is a snoozer. It's just a snoozer. Can somebody run somebody? Can somebody stick somebody in the face? Like, this does not seem like a playoff series to me.
Not at all. Yeah, not at all. Unfortunately, it feels like regular season hockey. And I'm a Leaf fan who's invested in the games and tuned in. So it just doesn't have that appointment viewing, I've got to watch this glued to my TV kind of feel. It just seems like...
Oh, God, not even close.
Cruise control. We'll see what happens next round.
It's Montreal, Toronto. I said I'm only watching because of the jerseys. The hockey has not been that great. Point 4, Wayne's going to be great on TNT. It was officially announced yesterday he's leaving the Oilers to go to TNT with their NHL coverage. And I have that further on in my Quick Six show topics, too, the topic of Wayne. And the other thing is us long-suffering Golden Knights fans are all got a text thing going today saying, we got to end it tonight. No need to go back to Vegas for Game 7. We got to end it tonight and win in minis. So that is the game of the night as far as we're concerned. So that's our leftovers from the National Hockey League. I guess Theo's just that kind of guy. I was talking to a friend the other day how we just seem to sort of attract controversy. See the comments that are going nuts about Theo here? It's just, what? I don't want to go down that road right now. Point 2 of the Quick Six show topics, Wayne to TNT. It's awesome. I will watch Wayne Gretzky read a bank statement and I'll be happy. Right? But I hope he's not the only guy. I saw the news release from Turner Sports yesterday that it's Wayne Gretzky, Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk. But who else? Are they stopping there? I mean, they know what they're doing, right? With Shaq and Chuck.
Clearly.
They clearly know what they're doing. And Ernie Johnson, by the way. Let's not forget the guy that keeps them in line. But I'd still like to see a Nick Kyprios. I'd still like to see a Matthew Barnaby. Because Wayne's Wayne... But he's not going to have you rolling on the floor like those other two guys.
No, he's going to provide thoughtful analysis. Yeah. And, maybe it'll be sponsored by his whiskey company or his wine brand or one of those things. No, Wayne is the fine wine, right? He's the suit coat with the tie and the sweater underneath. He's polished. He's going to bring that. He's going to bring experience from the game. He's not going to bring necessarily the most flamboyant entertainment, right? But he's going to give you great info. So they'll need an entertainer to balance that on the panel, and I'm sure they'll find one.
I'm reading from the Prairie Mobile text line from Bill Lothian, manager of the Assiniboia Curling Club. He said, it's now official. Curl Sask announcing that Viterra signed on as the major sponsor of the provincial women's Scotties, and that Assiniboia will host this coming season, January 5th to the 9th. So there you go. How about that? Viterra. It's an ag company. How about that? It's an ag company, title sponsor of the Provincial Women's Curling Championship.
I saw that.
Lights are going on and off. We're having a day. The Blue Jays won at New York last night, and Vladdy leads the majors in home runs. What's he got, 16 now?
Crushing it.
Yeah, and Dan Shulman. He does it again. They're exciting, man. They're not going to win every night. You see where people are getting... I'm so sick of people. The Blue Jays lose 6 in a row and they want to fire everybody, and it's just... Can you just settle and enjoy the ride? Because they're a fun bunch to watch.
Mm-hmm. They really are. And too often, far too often, when things aren't going right, we quickly say, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. We got to trade this player. We got to fire that guy. He sucks. Yeah. He sucks. And it's like, no, They just got to work harder. They got to practice more. They have to, hit the ball, right? They got to get out of a slump. Everybody goes through it. And the Jays were good enough to be a half game off the division lead. They're good enough to get back there and even get into the division lead. They just got to get back to playing like they did last night, and they'll be fine, but be patient.
But look, we've said it so many times, and please heed this. In life, you're either going forwards or you're going backwards. You're never treading water, and the Blue Jays are going forwards. Maybe not as fast as you'd like, but enjoy the ride. That's all. And again, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. leads the majors in home runs. It's awesome. This is the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Come on down to watch all the Stanley Cup playoffs. Of course, Belief, says the Greek freak, the owner over there.
Of course.
Georgi Nitsos. Moving on for more on NFL mini camps. I don't even really know what they're calling what's going on right now in the National Football League. They're not OTAs. They're not mandatory workouts. I don't really know what it is. They're not rookie camps either because the vets are participating.
Organized team activities?
No, it's not an OTA.
Not OTA?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think. It's the NFL goes year-round, right? But we have the NFL report coming up a little later on, which was Darren's brainchild, and I love it. Dak Prescott feeling good, moving gingerly at Dallas Cowboys. Whatever camp it is that's going on in Dallas. And now not only has Aaron Rodgers not showed up in Green Bay, but now a bunch of receivers haven't shown up either.
Yeah.
You saw that?
In solidarity for the quarterback. I mean, That's Aaron Rodgers, though, and that's the impact he has. And you know what? This is turning into a strike. It's turning into an employee strike, right? And what are you going to do? Are you going to cave? And is Aaron Rodgers, but again, it feels like the only demand for Aaron Rodgers right now is the general manager. If he's there, Aaron's not, and if he's not, then Aaron will stay. So, where do you go, right?
General manager of the Packers talking yesterday. Can't quite remember his name, LaVenture or something like that. And they asked if you believe that Aaron Rodgers will be a Packer this year, and he's like, didn't know what to say. It's very evident.
It's tough.
It's very evident that Aaron Rodgers' days are done.
Well, and how about he built this offseason. He had a chance to, we can move on from Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers, and I know Devontae Adams is still one of the best in the league, but we can go to Jordan Love and we can start to look at the rebuild and really invest in that. Or we can bring back Aaron Jones. We can hang on to Aaron Rodgers. We can take one or two more shots at this. That's what they've got. 1, 2, 3 would be a stretch, the window. And he kind of put his cards on the table saying, look, we're going to take another run at this. And then Aaron's like, you think so, hey? Won't be with me. And it kind of threw all those plans out the window if Aaron doesn't play. So it's wild.
Jumping in here regarding the NHL on TNT, our buddy Sean McCormick, we were just talking about him this morning. He is flying this ship in Toronto at the Game Plus Studios. He says, I think having an energetic female host for the NHL on TNT makes sense. Redmond, Tappan, Paquette are all good names that could bring some energy out of Wayne Gretzky. Yes, we're all very interested to see who they hire there on that NHL on TNT panel. Ryan McCarthy says he's watching in Saratoga, New York. He says Brian Gutekunst is the GM of the Packers. Yeah, not nearly as well known as the quarterback that he currently is in a war with. From Roger Yee, he is watching in Calgary. Morning, Rod. Would love to get your take on Ron McLean's comment last night as cancel culture seems to be calling for his head. I'm sorry, what did Ron McLean say last night? I took the night off and watched Netflix. The Habs Leafs weren't tickling my fancy, and I'm not down with the Nashville-Carolina series. What did Ron say?
If he said,
we don't know?
No.
Somebody let us know.
I missed this, too.
Okay, moving on.
I was watching the game.
Point 5. I told you, I'm sorry to say, in the intermissions, I go to Netflix. That's what the networks have done to me. No offense to my friends that are analysts on there, because I have some, but overall, I'm not watching anymore. So I didn't see what Ron McLean said. Point 5. For whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, the Oilers and certain people in Alberta have had to come to the defense of Ethan Bear because of racist comments made about him and his play the other night in the Game 4 against the Winnipeg Jets. And I can't say much more than this. This happened last year with Ethan Bear, and I think I said the same thing last year. We're never going to end racism totally because a lot of people that are racist don't feel the need to change. It's never going to be eliminated, okay? So there are certain things that you can do to stand up in the face of it. Don't tolerate it. If somebody in your family says something, there's such a thing as well-intended racism, by the way, which you say something that might be taken as racist and the person that said it didn't mean it. I would say I've been guilty of it a million times in my life. I'm not racist, but I'll say racially insensitive things. I'm really watching myself because I'm not a racist. We spent a long time last week on this in our Recovery Coach Academy because it was based in Hartford. It's not like racism is any worse in America than it is in Canada. Shoot, we're talking about Edmonton here and Ethan Bear. But to ask people to change is like barking up a dead horse's ass. It's a waste of your time. Ethan's the guy that needs to be dealt with this and how to handle it. I probably will spend some more time on this later on because we're running out of time here. And I think JT O'Sullivan's coming up quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not condoning racism. What I'm saying is we need a change in how it's received because there are certain people that are never going to change the way that they give it. Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean, we need to educate everybody and eliminate it. There's no need for it. And it is completely unacceptable. And everybody who's coming at Ethan Bear, and if there's racist comments, they need to stop and they need to be told to stop. And they need to change. But they're not going to change in this moment, right? It's going to take time. So while they need to change and we need to make sure that we do that, I understand what you're saying. Ethan also understands that it's not going away today.
No.
Hopefully soon. You got to know how to handle it.
Hey, lastly on this, they said, here's the deal. Kevin Bieksa was talking about somebody with the shirt off.
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, Ron McLean said, if you have a photo of a man with his tarp off, you're obviously positive for something. And people are deeming it, they say, as a homophobic slur. Christ and a cab. How is that homophobic? He is talking about steroid use, and is he not?
No, it was. I watched it, so now I've seen it. Okay, so now that I've seen it,
we got to hurry here.
And I never trust me. There was I didn't see any hint of homophobia or anything in this comment at all. I watched it. There was a photo behind Kevin Bieksa, and I think it was Bieksa, Anthony Stewart, and maybe Wayne Simmons, and they had their shirts off, tarps off, right?
Yeah,
shirts off, doing. So he made a comment. They wanted to show it off, and they had Anthony make a comment about it because he's got this picture of them with no shirts on, and they're flexing from back in the young hockey days. I thought it was fine. There's no homophobia there.
Well, that's okay. Whatever. We'll address it later because we're out of time. We'd even get to our sixth point, which is all the conjecture about a CFL season. ProFootballTalk.com's now weighed in on it. But anyways, I don't want to keep JT O'Sullivan waiting because he's a man about town. He's a busy guy. JT O'Sullivan will join us from the Excited States right after this. You're watching the RP Show across all 10 provinces on Game Plus Television and 31 states. YouTube and Facebook Live and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.